And we'll call the meeting to order. Fong, did you meet everybody? Okay,
I'm Noel. Nice to meet you.
okay. Fong's gonna sit and observe what we're doing this morning, and then you're coming back next month?
At the end to chat.
Oh, you want to do a chat at the end of this meeting today? Okay, very good. We'll go ahead and get started then. Can I have approval for the minutes from last month?
So moved.
Second address.
Discussion, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Yes.
I'd like, Glenn, you want to talk, color the financial report?
Yes. Just 1 second. Sorry, I had some unexpected things go on, so I didn't bring my loan report, so I gotta get on here and I'll bring it down.
Oh, is it?
Okay. So IDA treasurer's report. I have nothing specific to add other than what's there, except for the accounts receivable that Delhi Sewage Works Corp owes the IDA is a little bit more than half that amount. Sorry, I don't have that figure. I have it written down on my hard copy. But
So it's not 12.
it's not 12, it's more in the 5 range. We just made a payment back to them within the last week for a portion of that was owed. And again, as we briefly touched on last meeting, the accounts receivables that are there are related to some emergency, one emergency action, and then also some repairs, which the Sewage Works Corp bills back to the industries on a reimbursement basis. We're still working on building up our working capital enough to be able to support that on our own. And when these events happened, we weren't there yet. So that's there. On the LDC, I don't have any changes to what was presented. Okay, but so sorry, while we're on the IDA treasury report, if you would just look in and see what the balance is on the savings account, that will be pertinent to a discussion later in executive session.
Yeah.
But just since you were looking at it now, just keep that in mind. So then on to the IDA loan report. Number 3, Sean, did you have the last contact with her? And I mean, I know her intention is to pay us off by this
Summer.
But nothing new on that.
I was told she was sending in payments and here's that has not.
Yes. Okay. So, you know, we'll follow up with her. Number 9, we did receive a payment, but they still have some delinquencies that we're going to be working out. But they did make a payment. Number 12, 13, 14.
They file.
Yes, I'd like to discuss that later under number 4 on the agenda. We can lump number 16 under that as well. Number 19, this person's business slows down in the winter. And sometimes in the past this would occur. So it's some insufficient funds. He's on automatic withdrawal. And in the past, if this did occur on occasions, he would let us know first. he didn't communicate that to us, so some went through. So we are gonna be, he's new to this and we will be working on getting that cleared up. Any other questions on the IDA before I go to the LDC? So one, I will just bring to your occasion because it's a success story and I don't often get to say those on the loan report. But number 5 was very delinquent as of our February meeting. And since that time, they've paid off in full. Now, it was only a minor amount, but you know, hopefully the board will take that as we're trying.
Well, any success is better than no success.
Right. Exactly.
We're pretty woke here. It's okay.
All right.
Scott's gonna be mad because he missed that. That
Yeah,
would have been a highlight of his meeting.
yeah. Scott communicated with me this morning. Um,
Oh, okay.
So number 11 on the LDC, so we have a signed modification agreement that would provide for reduced payments for 90 days. He signed it, I'm ready to sign it. We're just waiting on the mayor's signature, Mayor of Sydney, on the agreement. Verbally, he agreed, I just need it on paper. So that one, you know, there's a past due balance. We're gonna be working on it. We're gonna give him a little bit of a break. He will be coming back on to full payments. Originally, that was scheduled to be, June, but where we are with this delay with the mayor, it'll probably be not until July, when we get back to full payments with him. Number 20, you know, we've been in fairly good communication with them. They've been paying at a lower amount. We are gonna be pressing him. He's one of the other ones we want to make a more concerted push on, with some assistance. And we'll discuss that more on number 4. Number 30 and then 33 to 35. These were holdover issues from last spring. He's paying on a current basis now, and he has since June, but now we're starting to work on getting these back payments, so he's fully on schedule. So we're just, you know, making sure that's still at your intentions. Number 37 is gonna be ideally not a full loss, but at least a 50% loss. I've already highlighted that one to our auditors when we were with them earlier this month.
Glenn,
Yeah,
33. And the 33 to whatever. Are they still doing weddings?
no, they are no longer doing weddings.
Oh,
Well, I'm not gonna say absolutely not, but that is not their primary focus anymore. They do, what's that?
The restaurant?
The restaurant is their primary focus. That's their cash cow. And they do events, but you know, they're not out there pushing themselves as an event center. They basically do 5, maybe 6 events a year, not all weddings. You know, some of them are just, you know, like graduation parties and stuff like that. So they've backed off that to focus on the restaurant.
Okay, didn't know that.
And so Glenn, the restaurant will pay both pieces, Max Brew and Natural Gardens, or is that the intention, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
And they have been, I mean, the situation with their venue portion of their business, that's probably been for like the last 2+ years, 2 or even 3 years. So, yeah. And so they are current. They just had an issue past spring, and now it's just time. Now that they're through the winter, well, theoretically, because yesterday was the first day of spring.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So now we're officially in spring.
Should have felt like.
Yes. So now that winter is over, they'll be moving forward.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Feels good down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop your bragging.
So are there any other questions on the loan report?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Yeah. We know our dogs and we'll be talking about
Yep.
them next. Yes.
Okay, then can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report, the loan report, and pay the bills? Second, please.
Okay, second.
Any any discussion?
I'm the treasurer. I can't vote on. it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. You had an item on here for collections, Glenn?
Yes.
So
So, we're gonna do that one, in executive session
Okay.
because it is a contractual issue. So then, Delhi Sewage Works, I put on the,
Profit ones.
what's that?
Put your.
Yeah, I put the profit and loss in the Google Drive. Google Drive was somehow the word I couldn't think of. So the profit and loss statement for 23 was in your packet. It does show, a slight net income. As I mentioned briefly earlier, we do everything there on a reimbursement basis on actual costs. But on certain items, when we have emergency repairs or parts and stuff like that, we do have a small upcharge. That's how we're building up our reserve over time. And then just under the operating expense, what that represents is the Sewage Works Corporation provides makes a monthly payment to the IDA for the administrative work the IDA does in terms of running the sewer works financials. Yeah. One other item on the Sewage Works Corporation, Wayne, you'll be happy to hear that we have discussed with the auditors and the assets of the Sewage Works Corporation will be on the balance sheet. Just
Perfect.
waiting for those adjustments to come through. They'll give us the adjustments to make in our books, but yeah, they're working their way
Thank you.
through as part of the audit process.
Outstanding.
So that's the positive news. Now, nothing good ever happens without something bad happening also. So additionally in that process, it was determined that there's a very good chance that the Sewage Works Corporation is subject to corporate tax. And so the Sewage Works Corporation did not file in 22. We will be filing in 23 and probably having to submit a late return. However, the fact that our net income, especially now that we'll be able to incorporate depreciation into that, is going to be negligible, if not negative. We won't owe anything except for a potential penalty for 22 being late.
Yeah. Any projection on the size of that penalty, Glenn?
No, not yet. The auditor's working on that, but he said it's not something you should worry about.
Okay.
There'll be a minimum tax also for New York State. On top of it.
Yeah, but that's like
minimum.
$100 or
It
something
won't
like
even be
that.
that.
Yeah, and all those costs will get, brought into our billing process for the industries.
De minimis.
Yes, yeah.
Love that term.
Are there any other questions? Oh, so again, one other thing on the Sewage Works Corporation, the due to the industries not being ready to proceed with the potential planned pipeline project, the state has rescinded its grant to the IDA. Yeah. It was 275,000. Yeah. But I mean, it's not like a penalty They understand what's going on. We are eligible to apply in the future if and when that project moves forward. But right now, the industries are not willing to move forward.
So that, Glenn, that grant funding is available over, if we applied next summer, for example?
Yes,
that-
yep, so it's, it'll be, so the original grant was awarded through the CFA process back in 22. And so they give you, I guess it was 21, because they give us 2 years. And I was seeking extensions and our extensions have worn out. And so, yeah, but so yes, we would have to apply through the CFA process in the future and go forward then.
Is DEC stop pressuring?
Yep,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so unless there's questions, that's all I
Yep.
had on sewer.
All right, Glenn, what, do you want to do the pilot assumption now? And then
Yeah, I
I'll,
think we can do that, that's fine.
I'll move the Sydney prospect down into the LDC and we'll just do one executive session there.
Okay, sure.
All right,
All right, so Geary, Roxbury Property LLC. So Geary Roxbury is seeking to purchase several properties owned by Masterson Properties over in Roxbury. Their operating names are the Roxbury Motel and Stratton Falls. So they have an agreement for the purchase of those facilities. I believe it's disclosed within their application what the purchase amount is. So when Stratton Falls was constructed, they applied for and received a pilot agreement through the IDA. There's several more years of benefit remaining on that existing agreement. And as part of the acquisition, Geary is interested in assuming the remainder of the benefits under the existing pilot agreement, which is a simple transaction, doesn't require anything new in the public realm on behalf of the board. But because of the acquisition, a significant portion of that will be financed through a mortgage. They are also seeking the mortgage recording tax exemption, which would put them over the benchmark of where we would need to hold a public hearing. So the resolution that I only got yesterday afternoon, I did upload it. I doubt anybody read it because if I didn't have to, I wouldn't read it. Basically is a resolution to approve the IDA, authorize me on behalf of the IDA to schedule a public hearing on the project to obtain any public input and to begin the process for Geary to assume the existing pilot agreement from Masterson Properties.
I have a question for you. If they start building new buildings, that'd be outside the pilot.
Yeah, so I've spoken to them. They have no plans to do it. I mean, the project is what, 5 years old, maybe? So they have no plans to make additional investment in, any capital expenditures or furniture, fixtures, equipment. Yeah, they're not anticipating anything. It's still in great shape.
but this is for both locations?
Yes, this will be for both
Okay,
locations.
all right.
Yep.
Because it wasn't clear in.
Well, sorry. So Geary's purchase, I guess that might be applicable under the mortgage recording tax. Yeah, so Geary's purchase is for all of their properties because some of their properties are separate. And the pilot is associated only with the most recent project, the Stratton Falls
The one
project.
on didn't we have one on the other motel that's expired?
It's expiring.
Yeah,
Yes.
expiring. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so you need a motion, I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Okay, second. Oh, look at you.
Do you need it? You need a motion to go forward with the, oh, you got it.
Yep,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Bruce in Florida.
Okay,
Right.
never mind. I wasn't listening. Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. The next item is Sydney Prospect. I'm going to
That's-
move that to the LDC and we'll do that in executive session. Project updates, Glenn?
I would check that down into the LDC also. I think it would be better in executive session. It is,
All right,
there are several contractual things related to that.
other old or new business?
Ooh, I have one, but again, that's a legal issue. Yes. Oh, wait, did we discuss number 4? Nope, we're gonna do that down
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Wow, okay.
All right.
Do
So.
we have an old,
Yeah.
old business? Do we have an update on the website?
Website is now live. It is.
It is, okay.
Delaware County IDA.com. I can send a link out to everybody.
Yeah, please.
Do that after this.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Any other old or new business? Okay, Fong, you wanna,
We had talked about the minute after. The executive session.
okay, because we have two corporations that we do for a meeting.
Explain that to me.
Okay, so most of the LDC is going to be an executive session because we've got a lot of loans and there are a couple loans that we've got to talk about. And
I can come back later.
I'm gonna go next door and work, and then we can just come and let you know when we're done. Okay.
perfect.
Which room are you in?
Whichever is open.
Oh, okay.
Probably in the other building.
Yeah.
There's lunch from there. I'll come find you when the time's ready. Thanks.
So I have a motion to adjourn the IDA meeting, please.
So move.
Okay, thank you. And we'll open the LDC. I'd like an approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
I'd like an approval of the treasurer's report for the treasurer's report, the invoices and the pay the loan report.
So move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's do the Sydney project piece.
Okay, so,
Are we going into?
yes, we're going
Yes.
into executive
Yeah,
session.
he-
Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
We already have it.
All right, thank you. We're returning from executive session. We discussed a potential project in Sydney. At this point, it's confidential, but hopefully we can have a favorable announcement sometime soon. We talked about a loan presentation for Freezy Treats. I'd like a motion to accept the loan on Freezy Treats.
So
please.
moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. And we also reviewed a loan submission from Pepacton Farms Creamery for an additional amount of a loan for their, to go on top of their existing loan.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Is there any other old or new business for the LDC?
The only thing I'll bring up, and I don't know if it belongs here, Glenn, is we had talked about a project in Franklin, septic related.
Yes.
Is there any update on that, or has that gone by the wayside, or?
Well, Sean's kind of taking the lead on it now, so this is the Restore project.
So I actually met with,
You're
the
going to get her?
mayor of the village, as well as the two, property owners involved in the project, and Omar from ESD. So the village has submitted a letter of intent to apply for the Restore New York program. We did the application
We did it
last
last
year.
yeah.
We will be doing it again this year. Basically, the feedback that we got from Empire State Development was that we had put a little bit too much focus on the septic piece of the project, whereas the narrative they want to see is around the idea of we are rehabilitating space that are going to be used for residential and commercial real estate purposes, which will redevelop and revitalize the main street. So we're gonna go into it this time with that focus, kind of the septic being more of a secondary focus. And hopefully we can get this one through on this round.
And you do know that Franklin has a new mayor.
Yes, yeah. It is Hannah, right?
Huh.
Yeah. Hannah, yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. Okay, the other thing that I forgot to do after the executive session is to do a resolution to retain Nick Franson as attorney for collections.
So moved.
Motion,
Second,
second.
the discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. All right, other older new business?
No.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
We're still recording.
Okay. Fong, do you wanna?
Oh, I thought we were just gonna go off recording.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
This is just
I'll-
conversational.
all right, then I'll adjourn it. And, all right, I have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thank you. Go ahead and stop.